Greetings. Back with another one. It appears that a Halloween game is in the works. Now, I grew up, watching a lot of slasher films and stuff like that, especially, probably at an age where I shouldn't have been watching them, but I've always been a fan of them, and it's not just gore, gore, gore for me, but I just love the suspense in slasher films, and Halloween was always my favorite one. Now, I've noticed over the years they've released these, IPs that are based on slashers and stuff like that. And I never really got into them. I know they have like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, and that game, Dead by Daylight. I believe they call it, where they throw all of the iconic slasher villains in those games. I watched, a friend of mine play them, and they're pretty cool. But I was kind of like disappointed when I saw like these slasher games coming out. Like I said, because I really wanted. Since these IPs are based on films, I wanted those games to be a little bit more, cinematic and more story based. Like imagine like if a company like, I don't know, like Naughty Dog or Rockstar, or I forget who made the Horizon game, or the like Sony Studios that made the God of War games. Like imagine those studios, those big AAA studios made like games, like made one of these slasher games, and they were very story based, and all of the the kill scenes were very cinematic. So like how it looks in the films. That's what I was hoping for when I saw some of these slasher games coming out. But let me get to this. I'm on Game Rant again, and it says a new Halloween game announced by Asymmetric Multiplayer Specialist Studio. I guess it's the same people who made the Chainsaw Massacre games. But let's get into this. I got some food coming, so I'm gonna try to rush through this one. It says a new Halloween game is in the works at Ilphonic, the American developer specializing in asymmetric multiplayer titles, revered during the last edition of Gamescom. The upcoming Halloween project is currently targeting a 2026 release for the multiplayer platforms. Over the years, John Carpenter's Halloween franchise has appeared in everything from Dead by Daylight and Fortnite. Did not know that. To several Call of Duty games, I heard about that. I never seen it though. However, standalone games based on the IP have been few and far between. After Halloween was released for the Atari 2600 in 1983, it took over 35 years for another such title to materialize, which finally happened in October 2024 when Boss Team Games debuted Retro Realms. I wanted that. I still want that. I seen it in the marketplace store. I wanted it. I still wanted it. It was like Retro Realms. It was like Halloween, and I believe it was what's the name? The game Ashes. The film. I forget the name of that title. But anyway, Halloween launched a DLC for its Retro Realms platform. At the title, the publisher said it was working on another title, Halloween the Game. It says Halloween the Game revealed at Gamescom 2025. The upcoming project has now at last been unveiled, though not by Boss Team, but Ilphonic. I don't even know who Ilphonic is. A Colorado-based studio specializing in asymmetric multiplayer games based on popular film franchises. Still called Halloween the Game, the up-and-coming title was treated to a 2-minute reveal trailer during Gamescom 25. I got to check that out. While seemingly rendered in engine, the video isn't really of the gameplay variety, but is instead focused on establishing the game's setting, while also serving as a tense introduction to Michael Myers, the antagonist of the long-running slasher film franchise. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre developer Gun Interactive will be co-publishing Halloween, the game, alongside Ilphonic. Gameplay-wise, the title is described as one versus many stealth horror experiences that pays homage to John Carpenter's slasher classic. Yeah, so I guess it's just going to be like just another, you're playing with like 4 or 5 survivors, I guess, and then the one person plays with the antagonist and stuff like that. So, I would check it out. I probably won't get it, but it might take off though. It seems like a lot of people, seem to play these franchises, and like I said, I just wish that a bigger studio, like a bigger AAA studio, would get their hands on one of these IPs and really make a full-fledged story-based slasher game. That's what I really want. I think it would be beautiful for them to do. But I guess I don't know. It just I don't know. I mean, because you had like Naughty Dog with the the Last of Us games, and those games are kind of very gory. They have their moments and stuff like that. I can imagine like a studio like that making just a very cinematic piece based on these slasher IPs. That would be beautiful to me. Hopefully one day we'll get there. Continue. Players will be able to stalk denizens of the Haddonfield as Michael Myers or work together as civilians to protect one another by alerting authorities before it's too late. Ilphonic partnered with Compass International Pictures and Further Front to ensure a faithful recreation of the 1970 original. From the iconic locations to a soundtrack that draws directly from the first film score, the developer aims to deliver a maximally immersive experience for Halloween fans. Having said as much in the prepared statement, designed primarily as an asymmetric multiplayer title, Halloween the game will also support solo play. Its story mode will offer a similar gameplay experience, just using bots in place of other players. So it's gonna have a story mode. Well, I'm all for it. I hope they do have story mode. Like I want a full fledged, single player experience as well. I mean, cause like I said, especially for a title like this, a title that is based on a film, that would be perfect. I mean, yeah, you can have your multiplayer too, but I would love a full fledged story. You're playing with Laurie Strode, and then you have to avoid Michael, and then they probably gonna have like a DLC story where they reverse it, and you can play as Michael, and he's going on his killing spree and stuff like that. That would be beautiful. I hope they do something like that. Maybe not for this, but maybe sometime in the future we can get that. Continue. The new keep saying Hollywood Halloween game is currently targeting a 2026 release, having so far been confirmed for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, both Steam and EGS. The upcoming title will mark Ilphonic's fifth game in 6 years, following Predator, Hunting Grounds, Arcageddon, Arcageddon, Ghostbusters, Spirits Unleashed, and Killer Clowns from the Outer Space, the game. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I love Halloween. Like I said, I mean, my favorite Halloween out of all of them, particularly, is the second movie. Like I said, I mean, I know a lot of people love the original, and that was the one that John Carpenter started and stuff like that. I mean, he was like a technical advisor for the second movie. He didn't direct it, but he helped with certain elements of the game. But I just love the second one. If you're a Halloween fan, I highly recommend you go back and watch. The second one in particular, but just how I love how eerie it was, and I mean they kicked it up. Like I said, the original is the original. I mean, it's untouchable. Like I said, I highly recommend you watch the original too. But I love the second one in particular. Man, I just love it. I mean, just the mask, Michael's mask in the second one. Just the score. It was very eerie, like with the organ and stuff like that. It was just. And some of the kills are very cool, the way that they look and stuff like that, particularly in the steam room. It was great. I mean, I love and just the shot. It was one particular shot in the second film where Doctor Mixter, whatever his name was, one of the nurses goes for him. Like I said, spoiler if whoever haven't seen the film, but like I said, these films were damn near 30 years old. But it was that scene where the nurse goes for Dr. Mixter and she turns the chair around and he has the needle in his eye, and then while she's when the corpse is revealed, she's backing up, and it's pitch dark. You can't see anything behind her, and she's backing up, and then you see Michael's mask kind of coming into the foreground, and then he grabs her and then he injects her with the needle and stuff like that. I just love that shot. It was a beautiful shot. It was kind of similar to what they did in the first one, where Laurie sees her friends murdered and stuff like that, and Michael's mask and stuff. I love how they did it in the second one in particular. It was great. It was just a beautiful shot. But that's the type of stuff I want to see in these IPs, man. I would love for a bigger studio to get their hands on one, get their hands on one. I don't care what it is, if it's Halloween, Friday the 13th, Chainsaw Massacre, Scream if they ever make one. Like I don't care. I would just love to see like a full fledged story, cinematic based, game based on these slasher IPs. It'd be great. But like I said, hey, we're getting a Halloween game, so I mean, that's great because it just seems like they. I don't know the people who like whoever has rights to the Halloween IP it's very weird because what's the guy's name, Mustafa Akkad. He was the one that really kept the Halloween franchise going, and I think he is solely the reason why they were able to make so many films as much as they did. But sadly, when when he died, it was somebody who I don't know who had the rights to the IP for so long, but it just seems like out of all of the slashers, this one, in terms of the games, it just seemed like they kind of like held back on it. Just like they were saying, it took like I don't know how long it took, like 30 years to make another one or something like that. But and I've always wanted to see Michael Myers in the the Mortal Kombat games when they started putting like slasher characters, and they had Leatherface, they had Jason Voorhees, they had now they got Ghostface, and they had Alien and Predator, but Michael they never put him in the game. So I guess the Halloween IP is just very very complicated. But yeah, we're getting a game. So and I will get that retro realms because I did want the Halloween version, and I can't remember the other IP. It was the guy Ash. I forget the name of his film. I can't remember. But I just thought I'd just talk about this one for all of the Halloween slasher film fans out there. I know that you're out there, so I just wanted to make this one for you guys. But yeah, man, another one for the archives. 31 cents added. It's your brother Bleak signing out. Until next time, you guys. Us.